Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here with Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm in Midland, Texas in the United States, and I'm excited to be with you here today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Texas, and I love what I do. I'm always grateful for anybody out there who's watching my fun creative videos. I hope that you love them. If you do, I'd love it if you would follow me in my right above this video on my Facebook page, or subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support. When you jump in, let me know you're here. Say hi, and then I won't feel quite so lonely being here, stamping in my little stamping corner. Before we get started, first of all, I want to thank the 16 people who joined my team last month. I am so grateful for you, and we are going to have such a great time together. I'm so excited for the adventure that we're going to go on together. Thank you for trusting me with your Stampin' Up! Journey, and I'm excited to be your team leader. So more to come on that. All right, so let's go over here and just some announcements real quick. And then we will get started with some stamping. We have a beautiful suite to show you today that is an online exclusive, and it goes available to customers tomorrow. All right. Okay, so first of all, I'm having a Christmas kit night and pajama party on November the 14th at 6:30 here in Midland, Texas at my house. You're going to wear your Christmas PJs. You can come pick a Christmas kit. I have quite a stash. So there is a variety of things that you have to choose from. And we're going to eat snacks and play games, and it's going to be a great time. So join me on November 14th if you live in Midland or the Midland area, and I would love to have you here. Next, although the early bird special ended on Friday for the Gingerbread Man Christmas card, what is that? Christmas card SAS class. I don't know what that is. I didn't even notice that. Has that been on the screen this whole time? I think that stands for Stamp a Stack. Sorry. This was my graphic, and then I let somebody else borrow it for theirs, and I think she changed it there, but it's okay. It is a Stamp a Stack. We're going to do 5 cards, 2 of each, so 10 total cards for our Gingerbread Man bundle class. It's the last week in November. You can follow me online via Facebook or YouTube, or you can come in person to my house. All the information is in the registration link that will be in the description after this video is over. All right, next. Festive Friends Bundle will be my last Christmas card class of the year. It is on December the 14th at 10 a.m. in person, or you can get it to go. It'll be 4 cards and a little treat holder, which will be fun, a little gifty item that you can give to your friends. That is on December the 14th. You can get it in person or in the mail to go. You get a PDF, you get everything you need to make the 5 projects. You do need the Festive Friends bundle in order to complete the projects as I have designed them. All right, and we have 2 new kits coming out starting tomorrow, and that is also when all the online exclusive go live to customers. Okay, so one of the kits that's going to be available tomorrow is called the Everyday Beauty Kit. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love the blues and the periwinkles that are in this kit. Those envelopes are gorgeous, and it looks like it's just going to be a perfect all occasion kit for anyone. It goes live tomorrow. Okay, that kit goes live tomorrow. It's called Everyday Beauty, and the number is 166808. 166808. Then we have another new kit coming out called Adventure Awaits. And you guys know I kind of love pickup trucks with stuff in them. And this one looks like a really fun everyday kind of kit. There is it looks like a little limousine in the city. There is a kind of retro vacation car there with the beachy scene in the background, and then you've got the pickup with the mountains and things that says "Let the adventure begin." So that looks like a fun kit. I'm gonna have to get my hands on. So those are available tomorrow. Adventure Awaits is number 167235, and it makes 9 cards. You can see there 3 each of 3 designs. Okay, so let's tunnel up and start stamping. How would you like to do that? I'm going to go to my hands because we're using a new suite today that is called the Brushed with Beauty suite. It is an online exclusive. What I think you're going to love about this suite is the beautiful papers and embellishments and stamps and dies. It's a mega suite. So there are 2 bundles in this suite. There are some embellishments and embossing folder paper and vellum. I brought vellum back. Yoo-hoo! We're all so excited about that. Okay, so let me go to my hands here and I'll show you all the stuff that comes in this suite. Okay, so let me move everything over here a little bit. All right, so first of all, here's the number. Starting tomorrow, anybody can buy this. Brushed with Beauty, 167100. If you place an order in my online store this week of kits or this suite or anything you want, you can get our class to go in the mail, okay? So Brush with Beauty is number 167100. It is $136, but that is because it includes so much. It includes the Petals of Beauty stamp set and dies. This is how we're packaging our stamps and dies now in these folders. And so they will, so I'm excited about it. I plan on rubber banding these together, putting them in alphabetical order in a little box, and they're going to be really easy to find. Petals of Beauty is just the stamps and dies. Look at these awesome dies that create the flowers that are in this suite. Okay. Then there's this Words of Beauty, which is just because you get increasingly wider fonts. This becomes like a bubble around the outside edge. I'll show you that in just a second because we're going to use them. And then this is the stamp set just because, and you get all kinds of different things that you can put with just because, okay? I won't read them all out to you, but they all kind of coordinate with the just because thing, okay? Then you also get these shimmery, beautiful, pearlized gems. They are called the Pearls of Beauty. They are just so pretty. I don't know if I can capture how pretty they are on the camera, but I love them. You also get an embossing folder here, and this is called Beautiful Patterns Embossing Folder. Super fun, very subtle. We're using this today, so you will see that as well. And then this is the Designer Series paper. So let me show you again. I showed this yesterday on my Sizzler video. But Darling Duckling, Mossy Meadow, Crumb Cake, Basic Beige, Vanilla, Petal Pink is all in here, okay? So here's one of the patterns. This pattern we're using today, both sides of this paper we're using today. So that, I really like this one. I don't know, it just feels really rich and beautiful to me. Here's another one that looks kind of viney and blossomy. And then the back side is this brush stroke in I wanted to say Calypso. It's Calypso Coral. I had Cajun Craze in my head and I knew that wasn't right. Look how pretty this one is. I love that it kind of incorporates all the colors in there. Isn't that so pretty? The back side is a brush stroke. That almost looks like, let's see if I can see what it says. Because that looks like a different, oh, Lost Lagoon, I think. Mossy Meadow, Lost Lagoon. So this is the Lost Lagoon brush stroke pattern. And then this last one is very sweet and simple. And the back side is like an etched kind of stitch design almost. And then it wasn't the last one. This is the last one. I love this paper. We're using this today. And the back side of this is just a crumb cake and vanilla stripe. Okay. All right. So that's the paper. And the vellum is back. So part of this suite is a 12 by 12 pack of vellum. It's coming in the 12 by 12, and you get 12 sheets of 12 by 12. So I love vellum. I'm so glad it's back. We don't have to sneak it in slyly anymore. It's available to you to buy. So this entire suite is called Brushed with Beauty, and it's 167-100. Okay. All right, so let me put this kind of off to the side over here. We're going to need those things again. I'm going to put my paper over here, and we're going to get started with today's projects, which I hope you love. So here is the first one. I kind of cased this from an example online. In the Stampin' Up store, actually, and I made it my own in several different ways, so I hope you like it. I really love this designer series paper and how it coordinates with that, like, kind of more basic one. These are those die cutouts of the word, so I used the most intricate one for because, and then the fattest one for kind of a bubble around it. This leaf was cut right out of the designer series paper, and it just says, because I think you're amazing. Isn't that pretty? It's got some of those gems on there, and then this is the inside. So let's make this. I love this one because it's one of those that looks like it's kind of hard, but it really is pretty simple to put together. All right. I have a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock that is cut 4 1/4 by 11 and scored down the middle at 5 1/2. So let me pull out one of, I'm starting to pre-cut the kits to go ahead of time so that I have them ready to go. So when I do one card, I just go ahead and cut a bunch, and then I have them all ready for when the orders come in. I hate when orders come in and I don't have the kits available. So now I do. So there's my because, there's my bubble. I need 2 of these little leaves here. I need one of those labels, and I think I need one more of these very vanilla panels here, one for the inside, and a strip for the inside as well. There we go. All right, I'm going to put all these other ones back away. Hi, Mary Ann. I can't wait to see you next week in Vegas. It's going to be fun. All right, so we have a Stampin' Up! Conference in Vegas next week, starting on, well, a week from today it begins. Okay, so this is Calypso Coral, 4 1/4 by 11, scored down the middle at 5 1/2, okay? And then I have my Very Vanilla, and it's cut just slightly smaller, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So this is going to go on my card front. As an extra layer here. Okay, and then this DSP panel is going to go right on top of that vanilla, right like that. Okay. So when do you fly in, Marianne? I fly in on Sunday. We decided to get there a little bit ahead of schedule. I've had too many bad luck things of being stuck in an airport and not being able to get to a conference or a trip or something on time. So I always come kind of a day early. Ah! Yay! I would love to swap with you, Marianne. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not making a lot of swaps because I don't have a lot of time on my hands. But I decided just today that I was going to make some. So, yes, let's swap. I would love to swap with you. Those of you who don't know, swapping is when you make some cards and your friends make some cards and you trade, like trading cards, right? Um, and it's fun. It's fun to get different ideas and see what other people do um, with the same products that you're using, right? Okay, so this is going to go kind of wonky like this. I want it to all be on the card, but kind of catty corner, right? Like that. All right, and then I have one of these leaves and I cut it out of um, that brushstroke side of that designer series paper so you can see the other side there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to some of these leaves, just enough to hold this puppy down. And it's going to go kind of right over here, right like that. Okay. Then I have the word because that I cut out of Very Vanilla, and I used some adhesive sheets on the back side of this. Is Linda coming, Marianne? I can't remember if she said she was or not. I feel like she said she wasn't, but I know she has a full-time job on top of doing Stampin' Up, and that's sometimes hard. Okay, so here we go. I have put an adhesive sheet on the back side of this just to make it a little simpler as far as sticking it down. But now I'm struggling to get the backing off here. Here, let me go here. Here it is. I see it. I'm going to grab a pen, poker. There we go. I got it. Well, I got some of it. I love adhesive sheets because they just really help you get a solid adhesion on some things that have really tight. Okay. But sometimes, like now, and I cut it so that I thought it would be easy to um, remove. Okay, I'm going to go over here on this other side and try from another end. There we go. Sheesh. All right. There we go. Okay, so now this is going to get adhered right inside this bubble you see, like this. And because there is an adhesive sheet on the back, I can just kind of manipulate it to all fit exactly where I want to without the fear of glue oozing out on me. Okay, so there we go. This is going to get popped up right here, kind of over this leaf with some dimensionals. Oh, nice. I think she'll find that St. George is going to be very different this time than it has been when we've gone before. So it'll be interesting to hear her take on St. George. That'll be fun for her, though. I love going to St. George, Utah. I think it's such a beautiful place, right? Right next to Zion National Park and some other beautiful national parks. Okay, so because right here, there we go. It's going to go across there. Now, I cut a little label. It's part of the Words dies, Words of Beauty. It's this little die cut right here. And I'm going to pop that up using the words, I think you're amazing, because I think you're amazing. I love that. So let's go. We've got Mossy Meadow here on a petal pink label. There we go. This is going to get popped up right under that because right like that. Beautimous, okay? And then all I'm going to do here on the front is just scatter some of these beautiful pearls, and I especially love these ones that are Calypso Coral. So one's going to go right here. Another one is going to go kind of next to it, but at a catty corner, and then I'm going to put one down here on my label right there. So pretty, right? And then the inside, super simple again. I just have this very vanilla panel, and I think I need to cut a tiny bit off. I noticed that when I was doing my example for you guys. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and just trim a little sliver off here. And this is going to get attached on the inside. Hi, Jan. Thanks for joining us here. I'm using the Brushed with Beauty suite that is going to be, I think I need to trim a little bit off the edge this way as well. I don't know what happened with that. There we go. That'll make it fit a lot better. Don't worry that I just totally broke the arm off of that. It pops out all the time on me, so I will put it back together. Okay, so there's the very vanilla in the side. It comes out tomorrow, Gian, yes. Unless you're a demonstrator and you could already get it, which is, you know, why I have it. There we go. It comes out tomorrow for customers, yes, okay. I'm just going to lay that little leaf on the inside, and then, yes, it is a little different than Texas. I would agree. Red Rock, right? I don't know. It might not be that much different than Midland, Marianne. I don't know if you've been to Midland before, but it's pretty rocky here, but not beautiful rocks like we had it in St. George for sure. Okay, so just 3/4 inch strip of that DSP that I'm just attaching to the bottom right there. Isn't it fun? So that is card number 1. There's a lot of texture to it because I think you're amazing. We've got the dots there. Super fun. I hope you guys love that one. Okay, so let me put that one back. That's the first card. The second card is a gatefold. And I kind of invented a little bit of it in my head. You know, I stay up at night and these card designs come to me. So this is card number 2. And what I love all the die cuts. I love the leaves that are in vellum. You're a great friend is what it says at the bottom. And then it opens like this so that part of the flowers go on the right and one of them goes on the left. And then it opens like that. Okay. So how pretty is that? Let's make this together. And this has that beautiful textured embossing folder on the gates there, which is super fun. Okay, so I have a piece of crumb cake cardstock. And it is cut 4.5 by 11. And then it's scored at 2 3/4 on either side. So I scored it at 2 3/4. And then I flipped it around and scored it at 2 3/4 again. Okay, so these are going to get folded to the inside to create our gatefold here. Okay, now I might just go ahead and adhere my panel of Very Vanilla and my DSP to the inside here, and then I will just have that done. So this is Very Vanilla, and then I just took a strip. This is the opposite side of that Mossy Meadow kind of brush stroke, and it's going to go right here to the bottom. Okay. And I love this paper. Why do I love this paper so much? I mean, I'm usually bright colors. I just think it's very, gosh, almost romantic, right? Can paper be romantic? I think it can. Okay, so now I'm just adhering this panel to the inside, and then we will be done with the inside part right here. Okay. There we go. So now these two panels fold in, right? Let me get that really good and burnished with my bone folder. And I'm going to pull out my other pieces here. There's quite a bit. Okay, so I have two panels that I've already embossed with that brushed, okay, what is the official name of it? Beautiful Patterns embossing folder. And you can see it's just very subtle, right? So we need two of those. I'm going to put the rest of these back in here. You need two of these kind of longer, more extended leaves cut with Mossy Meadow. So here's my Mossy Meadow, kind of long and crazy leaves. I have two leaves that are the leaves we used on the last one, but this time I cut this with vellum. Oh, I love that we have vellum back. Okay, and then I cut some flowers and some die cuts. So I have one large flower that is in basic beige, and then I have a detail that is in Very Vanilla. That just gives it that really soft white, off-white kind of antique vanilla looking. Okay, and then I need two of the smaller flowers. There we go. I have two of the smaller and two of the smaller detailed pieces as well. Now, there is a reason I did not use the adhesive sheets on the back side of those, because you'll see they don't line up perfectly. They kind of offset each other. And so that would have made it tricky for sure, trying to not get glue on places we don't want it. Okay, so I've got these two panels. These are 2 5/8 by 4 1/8 embossed with that beautiful detail embossing folder. And they are going to go on either side here. This is Old Olive that I'm looking at here. Okay, Old Olive. Add some liquid glue to each of these panels, and it's a tight fit, so that's why I use liquid glues, because I wanted to make sure I had a little bit of wiggle room to get it straight on there. There we go. Sometimes you put down something that's glued with Seal Plus, and you can't move it. Has that happened to any of y'all? You get it down and then you're like, now I can't move it, and everything tears up. So I have a big goal that I am so close to, I can smell it. Have you guys ever had a big goal you were so close to you could smell it? I'm about to hit $300 in lifetime sales with Stampin' Up. I am only less than $200 away. And you know what? Truth is, tomorrow I'm going to put in an order for some things in the online exclusive store. So even though we're allowed to buy it early, we are not allowed to get a bunch of it. So tomorrow And I want to get my hands on those kits, right? Okay, so here's the detail and here's the solid. I want you to know you can turn this around forever and these pieces are not going to line up with each other. They are made that way, okay? So I'm just going to kind of set it on there where I want and press the center where I put that glue, and it's going to be kind of offset from each other. It's made that way. Yes, 300,000. I'm only $200 away, Marianne. I'm so close. So I'm hoping all my awesome customers out there will place orders this week and help me get over the top. It'll be nice to go to Vegas and have that goal achieved, right? It's killing me because I'm dying to just put in my own order and make it happen, but I really want my customers to help me with this one, and I think they will because this suite is gorgeous. And so I hope after you see this video, you're going to be like, I need to get my hands on that, right? Okay, so again, just a little bit of glue right in the center. I'm not going to worry about trying to line everything up. I'm just going to set it down, press it in the middle, and it's meant to kind of look like that. Okay, now what else? I need to stamp the centers of my flowers here, and I'm using Petal Pink. So I've been a demonstrator for 17 years, and it took me 11 to hit my first 100,000 in sales. And so in the last 6 years, I've sold another 200,000. So that is all God's doing and your guys' is doing, just helping me succeed in this business that I love so much, right? Okay, so I have a little tiny die that's going to cut out those centers for me. And I'm going to go off camera here and just do it really quick. So when you reach those milestones, they give you a little sales bonus. And I am hoping to use it for some good things here in my, okay, I just totally moved that die when I put that tape, which, you know, kind of is the reason you have the tape, is so it won't move. So, but I pulled it. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to run these through one at a time over here. Could have done this ahead of time, I suppose, but I didn't. So, if any of you would love to place an order or register for my pajama party or gingerbread man craft along, you have to know Gingerbread Man stamp set right now is on back order, but they make these in our Kanab factory, and so it shouldn't be on back order for very long. We should be able to get it pretty soon. I already have 10 people registered for gingerbread, so that's fun. I ended up having almost 20 by the Child is Born class, craft along class. So thank you all for that. All of these things, when you sign up for a class, that means I have to buy product to fulfill the class, right? So signing up for a class helps. Just buying from my store helps. Next week while I'm in Vegas, I'm going to have like a little mystery sale. So lots of ways you can help me reach my goal, but I'm really hoping to get that 200 in before I go to Vegas next week. That would be fun. Not that I will be walking the stage or doing anything fun with that, but you know, I set these silly goals for myself, and I can't move on until I achieve them. Oh my goodness. Okay. Flip this over. I'm putting a little mini dimensional on the back side of each of these flowers. Then I'm just sticking them in the center. So my niece, Allie, moved in with me, well, me and Jim, to our house. She's doing a a medical rotation at the Odessa Medical Center. So she's moved in with us for a month. We're excited to have her here. It adds a little excitement to our lives, right? Um, she said, "I hope you guys don't get annoyed with me." And I'm like, "Hey, I think it's much more likely it will be the opposite on that." Okay, so I have these. Let's start putting these, adding these to the front. So this piece is those leaves that are mossy meadow. And I'm just going to add a little glue to that center part. I am adding it right here to this edge on just this panel right here. And I'm gonna cut this a little off right here. There we go. And then I have my vellum that I'm gonna add kind of right on top of this here. Maybe, I think I did this one just kind of right like that. So I want the vellum over the mossy meadow, but I don't want it to go off the edge here of the card. So I'm just adding a little touch of liquid glue to this vellum. And not all the way to the top, because I kind of like my leaves to kind of flutter like leaves should flutter, right? So this will go right like that. Pressing it down well. There we go. Now this one, mossy, is going to go here on the other side. Kind of going right like that. Again, I'm going to cut this off right here. Add the vellum. This time my vellum is going to kind of go up this way against the opposite direction of the flower. And just add just enough glue that it will adhere to the card. I don't care if it's like perfectly flat. Just enough to hold it in place right there. Okay. Now, this big flower is going to go right here, and I purposely want it to overlap that right side panel. Okay, so I'm going to grab some dimensionals here. Did any of you already have your eye on this? Marianne, you must have if you've already made swaps with it, right? And it's going to go, just got to be careful. You just want to be careful that your dimensionals don't go off the edge of the gatefold here, okay? I do too. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to have two more on this side. And they're going to kind of tuck under this one. But again, I want to make sure that they don't get adhered to the inside or to this opposite flap here. Okay, so I'm going to add a dimensional to the back of each of these. So it's going to kind of go right like that. And then another one on this other side down here. I know, it's so pretty. I think, I really love that Calypso coral in it. It just, and of course I'm not using it on this card because, we need to have an assortment, right? Okay, so that one is going to go right there like that. Awesome. All right, now all I need to do is grab my label here. This is the one that I cut from the words. And it's going to go down here at the bottom, but I'm only going to attach it here to the right panel, okay? So I'm going to stamp on this one, and I'm going to use Early Espresso ink for this. The thing about vellum is it really does last a really long time, unless you're doing some major projects with it, right? So, vellum will last you a long time. Okay, you're a great friend is what I wanted that to say. I'm going to add dimensionals to the back, but only to this right side right here. Okay, so I'm going to grab some dimensionals and just attach them to this side right here, leaving this very end flap without dimensionals on it because it's going to overlap that gatefold. Okay, so I'm looking to see where my dimensionals are. Maybe it'd help if I took the backing off of that one. I'm like, why isn't it sticking? It's because, there we go. So it's gonna go right like this. You're a great friend. Okay, so when this opens, the flaps are gonna have flowers on both sides. And that's just gonna kind of interlock like that. Isn't that pretty? Do you guys like that? Okay, now I'm just gonna add some gems, and I'm using these here that are a little more vanilla-y looking. Could be like basic beigey, I don't know. Something, one of those basic colors. I'm gonna put a large one there. I really need my take your pick tool. See if I can put my hands on it. Oh, here it is, right here. I thought I was going to have to dig, but it was right next to me. Okay, take your pick tool really makes this so much easier. Okay, there we go. And then over here, got 1, 2, those in. Now only one more thing to do. I have some very vanilla baker's twine, and I'm going to use a double strand. So I'm just going to take 2 strands. So 2 more cards tomorrow. I will be here at 10:30 tomorrow morning. And we will do 2 more cards together. Another fun fold and another basic card. And then on Wednesday, we will have a 3D project made with the same suite. Everything will be made with the same suite. So join me back here at 10, both tomorrow and Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm getting my hair cut and colored at noon. So I had to change Wednesday's regular noon time to 10 as well. You guys are pretty flexible with me on that there. Okay, so I'll put a little glue dot on the back side of that, and then I'm just going to lift this large flower just a tiny bit. Might need to grab, here we go, and I'm just going to tuck that bow kind of right underneath that left side right there. So it just kind of adds a little bit more flutter of texture and color. So this is card number 2. What do you guys think of it? And then it opens like this with you to write on the inside. Should bring that down a little bit. So that's card number 2. 2 more cards tomorrow. Here, I'll put this one out here if you missed our first card. I loved it. Here was the first card that we did because I love Calypso Coral. And so this is the first card. So pretty, aren't they? I love them too. Okay, so there's our first 2 cards. We'll be back tomorrow with 2 more cards. if you would like a kit in the mail to make these cards on your own, I cut everything for you that I possibly can ahead of time. Some things you have to just stamp and cut out on your own, right? And if you place a $50 order this week in my Tuttle Up shop right there, I will get you a kit in the mail. If you spend more than 60, I will send you a package of embellishments as well. So God bless, and I will see you back here tomorrow. What time? What time? 10 a.m. I'll see you here tomorrow at 10 a.m. So God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.